Today let me share with you the entire process of flash marriage in our hometown. It's quite fun but also quite exhausting. The whole process starts with referrals from mutual friends, followed by preliminary background pairing. My second son, Wu Jihang, started going on a blind date on January 31st, the 13th day of the 12th lunar month. It's common for young locals to meet 3 to 4 matches a day, and that's actually quite normal. It is no exaggeration to say that someone can have 10 or 20 blind dates in a day. After 3 days of blind dates, there were several suitable matches. Then we visit the girl's family together for further understanding, if both parents feel good about it afterward. During this process, the children's conversation becomes very important. It is also a test for the parents. We need to teach him what to talk about in order to judge the other's values and personality. This requires great attention to detail. If get along well, the girl will invite the boy to her home. The parents and grandparents might conduct something like an interview, talking with him further. If the visit goes smoothly, the girl will also invite the boy out alone for deeper understanding during this process. After the dates, if both sides feel they are well matched, each family will look into the other's family, background and reputation in the village, including their parents and grandparents. Our town is quite small, so people can easily look up any local family's background via mutual friends and relatives, which is crucial. For example, there are some hereditary diseases, or if the person has a bad reputation, both sides will call off the match. This process of understanding takes at least 3 to 5 days. The next step is to invite the girl's parents and grandparents to the boy's home to check the living conditions. They look very carefully, going into each room to see the home renovation and furniture arrangement. Reaching this stage means the young woman's family largely approves of the young man. If they are satisfied after the visit, then it's on to the next step, which might involve discussing things like the bride price. Discussions about the bride price are relatively simple. As long as it's not too excessive, it's acceptable. After the bride price is settled, a date will be picked. The boy's parents might bring some traditional gifts to formalize the engagement. Engagement rings are exchanged afterward. The same day the girl can go to the boy's home so the boy's relatives and grandparents can also see her. Then she needs to change into red clothes. After she arrives, the senior family member will also give her some rings, red envelopes as part of traditional reciprocal wedding gifts. The next step is to consider when to hold the wedding, but in my hometown, the time is generally very short. The ceremony and banquet must be held before the 8th day of the first lunar month, because after that many people will return to work. For this reason, all weddings are arranged to take place before that date. We finalized the engagement on the 26th of the 12th lunar month. Then I checked on my phone and found that the 6th day of the first lunar month was an auspicious day. So we booked the wedding day, leaving merely 9 days in between. Then we had to subtract New Year's Eve, the first day of the new year, Putian's traditional spring festival festivities. We only have 5 or 6 actual days left. The biggest challenges are booking catering teams, arranging the wedding plan and inviting numerous guests. It's really hectic and challenging, given the tight schedule. I was relatively lucky. The time was so rushed, and the 6th day was an auspicious day, with many people holding banquets. All local chefs in Putian were fully booked. Fortunately, my cousin had a contact in Quanzhou, so we found a chef from Quanzhou. We had rich experience in hosting wedding, banquets, and similar functions. Everyone was responsible for a specific task, so everything went smoothly. The part I was uncertain about was the aunt's store worship. Didn't know how to do it, so I had to ask the elders in each village. After the wedding date was set, we generally asked the girl's family about all local wedding traditions, what needs to be prepared on the day of the wedding pickup. For example, in our area, we need to find 8 strong men to carry wedding gifts and do rise. Our family didn't require much dowry. Even so, we still had to carry some pork knuckles and fresh lye-made noodles called thin noodles, a specialty that couldn't be bought anywhere. Certain arrangements for the wedding room and many things needed to be purchased. Think about it. That was just a few days. Fortunately, we booked a videographer this time. Otherwise, none of the wedding moments would have been recorded, and I simply had no time to film it. The wedding car for the day, who would drive it, how many people would follow, all these things had to be arranged. There is a fixed traditional order for receiving the formal tea ceremony red envelopes. and it follows strict local etiquette. The most important part was still the wedding day, when we are occupied from morning till night. Around 10 o'clock, we need a group of people to go move wedding dry items. Usually at p.m., we had to decorate all the wedding cars and go to fetch the bride. After fetching the bride, we performed the traditional wedding bow ritual. Another fun thing, why not hold the banquet at a hotel? If some villagers can make it to the feast on the actual day after the wedding is over. Usually the neighbors who didn't attend the banquet will come to your home to give blessings. We need to prepare some dishes and wines to entertain them and chat, followed by the traditional bridal chamber revelry. Eventually I just gave up turning down drinks. Since all guests is in the same village, they don't need to drive after drinking, so it's good. That's why weddings are held at home. Actually, hosting a wedding at home is far more troublesome, while hotels are much more convenient and no need to build a stage or make extra arrangements. Hosting at home is quite a hassle with so many banquet tables. All the post-wedding cleaning has to be done together by relatives. The 7th day after the wedding is the bride's homecoming banquet, which is much simpler. The groom's family visits the bride's family. We also need to bring cigarettes as gifts, usually 100 carton. The traditional address-changing gift is given as red envelopes on the groom's side and as cigarettes on the bride's side. Since their extended family is quite large, we prepared 150 cartons of cigarettes. After lunch then it was time to return. The groom's family will hold another banquet the next evening to thank the relatives and friends who participated in the wedding. That's surely the entire process very fast, very rushed and very traditional.